Good morning. I'm Sheila Gautreau, your assistant minister here at Unity of Walnut Creek. It's such a pleasure to welcome you to our service this morning. I will be talking about the long journey home, the journey from the head to the heart, that long 14-inch journey from the head to the heart. We will be delightfully guided musically by the Joyful Noise Choir. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to a wonderful experience together. Thank you.
Spirit wings, you lift me over all the earthbound things, and like a bird my heart is flying free. I'm soaring on the song your spirit brings, O Lord, in me. You let me see a vision of your majesty. You lift me up, you carry me on your spirit wings. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. Please remain seated and join us in singing our opening song, Love is the Answer.
Love is the answer, love is the answer, love is the way. Love is the answer, love is the answer, love is the way. Joy is the answer, joy is the answer, joy is the way. Joy is the answer, joy is the answer, joy is the way. Peace is the answer, peace is the answer, peace is the way. Peace is the answer, peace is the answer, peace is the way.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you again to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Ron Salazar, and I am here to open, I was going to say ceremonies, because I'm starting to do weddings, but maybe this is more like a service. So I'm here to open the services for us. I hope the sun found you with a wonderful smile on your face this morning, and you just had the most colorful dreams you've ever had in your life. That's what I wish for you. Please join me in turning to the camera and waving to our friends online. We welcome you, and you are part of our spiritual community, and we truly appreciate you. Thank you for being with us. And if you are here for the first time, we welcome you with a special welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Unity is a very positive spiritual path. Here at Unity, we not only know that there is free will, but we encourage you to practice that free will. Because we know when we practice free will, we all have a special experience of God, and we all express that in a very special way. And when we practice the universal truths, that is how we come to express that specialness that we all have in the divine. And because we all express in a special way or in a personal way, what happens in our services sometimes is you're going to hear words and music from different spiritual paths. These all express different ways and different perceptions of the divine that each of us hold. So let us open the service with a power of affirmation prayer as we tune to the divine presence within us all. So if you close your eyes and just take a deep breath and just bring yourself into the present. And take another deep breath and just feel all the love around you. And one more deep breath just to know that you are special. And if you repeat with me, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And then take a breath and know that. And once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And then one more deep breath into the heart. And once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you to everyone who joined us this past week in our spiritual focus, receiving the ultimate good. And to support us through our musical journey this morning, we have our own, the Joyful Noise Choir. And this month, the choir is directed by Nancy Donovan. See, I used to stutter when I was a kid, and the only thing left over is the D's. It really is. So I sit here in a cold sweat going, why D, God? Why D? Anyways, Nancy Donovan and Pam Whitman. I do the W's really well. Okay, so as our service unfolds, we invite you to touch at a deeper level than you've ever had before, the magnificence and the beauty of your spiritual nature. Please remain seated and join us in singing More Than Ever Before.
More
So I want to invite you now to settle into that place of comfort, as Reverend David likes to say, wiggle around and get comfortable and sit erect and feet flat on the floor if you can reach the floor. And remove anything from your hands and laps that might distract you. If you feel comfortable in doing so, let us close our eyes together to shut out any visual distractions. And allow this simple chant to impress itself deeply within your being and take you into a closer relationship with the music and the meditation. Love. Flowing from our hearts, that ever-present, always listening, always supportive, always loving presence, known as love. Lives and moves and has its being in the haven of our hearts. Breathe into the place of the heart, slowly taking in the experience of that perfect love. Continuing to breathe in and through the heart. Allow that experience to resonate within the cells of your body. Filling you up and making you strong. And continuing still to breathe into that place of the heart. Allow it to bring to mind a gentle knowing. I know that God lives within my heart. I am aware that with every beat of my heart, perfect love, perfect life perfect peace, perfect joy courses through my veins and overflows into the fabric of my life. I know who I am. I am the beloved of God, in whom God is well pleased. And whose good pleasure it is to spread out before me the kingdom of heaven, right here, right now. I know that as I journey through my life, regardless of the challenges or the pitfalls, I can always come home. Home in the heart. Home is where the heart is. I can always come home. Allow this truth to settle within your consciousness. Hold it to your deepest level of being and reflect on what you know in the silence. Beloved Father, Mother, God, in whom we live and move and have our being, we are grateful for this time of communion with you and with each other. May we be ever mindful that this is a place we can come to anytime we may wander too far from home. May we always know that your love awaits us, ready to embrace us and to welcome us home. And as we know this truth for ourselves, we allow it to flow forward through our hearts, enfolding and blessing the world, knowing that that divine love flows through our hearts, enfolding and blessing the world. Would you join me? Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once more, from the deepest place of your being, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world.
Blessing the world as nothing else can do.
And we hold this truth to be self-evident, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you. My name is Jennifer Hooker, and it's my pleasure to highlight a few of the upcoming events here at Unity. Our Heart First groups are forming. Complete information is in the bulletin, and sign-ups are in the book center. Next week, we have a special service honoring Black History Month. And to find out more about these and other activities, please consult your bulletin or check our website. And now I'd like to invite Leslie Tremaine to the platform.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning. I got the code. I got the color code. So, good morning, everybody. Good morning here and online. So you can buy tickets online for the crab feed. Crab feed, I'm back. So that means that the crab feed's real close. That's because 2 Sundays in a row means we're getting near the end. March 1st, that's this Sunday and next Sunday is tickets only. We don't sell them at the door, so come join me on the patio. I'll explain to you more about the crab feed. Most of you know, but it's a lot of fun, a lot of food, great raffle baskets, dancing, wonderful desserts that we get to bid on and then share or take home, whatever your heart desires. But it's a great time. Everybody has a good time. I think everybody, if you ask anybody who's been before, this is our 9th annual crab feed. Just for Ray and I were talking about it earlier. So come and enjoy. It's a way to get to know people, very relaxed. This is the attire you can wear. You don't have to dress up at all. So join me on the patio between services to have fun.
And until you hear the gong, please take a short moment to greet the people around you.
Hey, Jay.
Little Ronnie.
Flowing from my heart, filling me up and making me strong as nothing else can do. Love is a many splendid thing. It's the April rose that only grows in the early spring. Love is nature's way of giving. Our
Aren't they amazing? You all rock. It feels very strange, I have to let you know. Being up here speaking with the choir singing, I keep feeling like I'm supposed to be there. And when I was first told by Reverend David I'd be speaking this Sunday, I was trying to figure out how I could do both. Somehow it didn't work out in my mind. So I am so grateful to Pam Whitman and Nancy Donovan for taking on this stellar job. And so grateful to you, Joyful Noise, for working so hard for them. I honor you and appreciate you. So today I am sort of wrapping up what Reverend David has been presenting over the last month and a half, the steps to the heart. And I decided to do it in relationship to my favorite parable. This year I intend to focus on parables. And my favorite parable is the parable of the prodigal son. How many of you are familiar with the prodigal son? Anybody back here? Okay. Raise your hand if you, okay. The thing about this parable is that it doesn't matter whether you are Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, Hindu, all of the above, none of the above. You have at some point in your life come into contact with this parable. It is the most widely recognized and the most widely interpreted and preached parable in all of the parables that our elder brother Jesus taught in the New Testament. Isn't that amazing? So there's something about this parable that touches people's lives. Well, as you know, in things that we have taught you previously about metaphysics in the Bible, the characters in the Bible represent aspects of us in our conscious evolution as in this human realm as souls, okay? And the experiences of the characters represent states of consciousness as we move through them. So the great thing about this parable is it has many subtitles. It can be, I call it the long journey home. As a matter of fact, it is the new book I'm working on is The Long Journey Home, and it is the parable of the prodigal son as it relates to conscious evolution. And so the long journey home, the road to overcoming, has been called the road to overcoming. Another term that I like to use is the journey from the head to the heart. It's that long 14-inch journey from the head to the heart. And there are many other subtitles that you can use for this parable, and there's so many teach points in the parable. But I am going to stick with it as the journey from the head to the heart, the journey that aligns with the 5 steps that Reverend David has been teaching. The first thing I want to share with you is the understanding of what a parable is. Parable, the word parable, comes from the Latin word parabola, P-A-R-A-B-O-L-A, and it means to compare something you are familiar with to something you are unfamiliar with or attempting to learn or discover in order to provide you with a greater, a more expanded understanding of that which you are attempting to learn. Okay, you got that? You with me? Okay. So, in Charles Fillmore's estimation, his interpretation is that a parable is an earthly story with a heavenly meaning. Isn't that cool? An earthly story with a heavenly meaning. So what it says is that it is an earthly experience, but that there is a divine understanding relationship to this earthly experience. So what are we talking about? You have a handout. Did the choir get handouts? Oh, I want the choir to have handouts. So somebody can just pass them some. Anyway, in your handout, you will see on the reverse side the full scripture. I will not read that. It is entirely too long. As a matter of fact, I would just have to read it and then sit down. But I'll give you the Cliff Note version, okay? Here it is. Wealthy man, 2 sons, one younger, one older. The younger one gets antsy, decides he wants to go find himself. So he's kind of tired of living in the country. The country is boring. There's nothing to do, nobody to hang out with. So he wants to go to the big city to find himself. So he goes to his father. Of course, he's going to the big city. He's going to need some money, right? He needs some cash. So he goes to his father. He has a bright idea. Why don't you give me the money you're going to give me when you die in advance? And let me go find myself. I'm out of here. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to feed the cows and the chickens and, take care of the horses. I want to go to the big city and find myself. So this loving and wise parent, and you will see ultimately that this was a wise move on the father's part, gives him the money. So he goes to the big city. And he squanders it. He blows it. Like the song says, and the money is there, and you got lots of friends, but when the money's gone, all of the spending ends, right? Well, that was his experience. Yeah, he had a ball. In the Bible, it says he squandered his inheritance with riotous living. How many of you have ever experienced riotous living? In other words, he partied. He did. He had a good time. But he realized it was gone. And guess what? There was nobody there. Nobody there to help him. He found himself working for another wealthy person, feeding the pigs. And in that moment, it says in the Bible, he came to himself. So this is also a journey of awareness, of awakening. He came to himself, and in that moment, he says to himself, I realize that even the most menial of my father's employees are doing better than I am. He says, I am going to go to my father, and I'm going to ask my father to hire me as one of his servants. And I'm willing to go back and work as a menial servant. And as he sets off to return home, when he gets close to home, his father sees him in the distance. I guess the land must have been pretty bare, but there was no trees or anything, because his father saw him when he was, it says, when he was still far off. And the father tells his servants, go and prepare the fatted calf. Bring a robe, slippers, and a ring for my son. My son is coming home. And when he gets to the father, he says, hire me as one of your servants and let me just work for you. He apologizes and so forth. And the father embraces him, puts the robe on him, puts the slippers on his feet, puts a ring on his finger, and honors him as a son returned. And there's the eldest brother. He wasn't happy. I've been here working, sun up to sundown, feeding the pigs, the cows, the sheep, taking care of the horses, and you've been off having a good time. And how could you let him come back and honor him in that way? And the scripture says, you should be happy. We should rejoice. For your brother was lost. Your brother has come home. He once was lost, and now he is found. And that is the Cliff Note version. You can read the full one for yourself. So what is all this? Okay. First, the prodigal son, or the youngest son, represents that immature aspect of us that has not yet realized its nature, its spiritual nature, and believes that the things of the material realm will make it happy or satisfy it. Anybody ever thought that the things out here were going to satisfy you? Yeah, okay, all right. So you can relate. And that is not yet awakened to the truth of its being. It is a process, it is that part of us that is in the soul aspect, in its human experience. Okay? Now, the Father represents God or God principle, immutable, unchanging, constant, absolute. The Father's house is our divine nature, our Christ consciousness. It is the highest aspect of our being. It is that aspect that we are in the process of becoming as we have this human experience. Are you with me? Okay. The far country represents anything that takes us away from the Father's house, from that divine consciousness where we believe that we have left God. It is very much getting connected with and rooted in the material realm. The inheritance represents the spiritual gifts that we were given in advance. Intuition, insight, faith, spiritual understanding, prosperity, wholeness, oneness. Those are all our spiritual gifts. It's like a toolkit that we were given before the world was, that would provide us with everything we needed to do everything we needed to do in this journey through this human plane in a body. You with me? Okay. So that's what the inheritance is. So when he squanders it, he's throwing away the valuable tools that he's been given. Came to himself. That represents the awakening. That represents for all of us that moment when we are in the dark night of our soul, when we are in the midst of a challenge so great that we can't get any lower, and we begin to have a glimmer of this light that breaks within us that says there's got to be something better than this. This is not who I am. I must be greater than this. My life cannot just be about this. And that is the moment we come to ourselves. That is the moment when that soul journey stops being about the experience of humanness and begins to be about the experience of being divine, of moving into our divine consciousness, our Christ realization, our Christ consciousness. That perfect self that has been there all the time. That perfect self that has had that homing signal beeping, letting us know that we can always return to the truth of who we are. The eldest brother represents religious doctrine, morality, rigidity. It is that aspect of us that would rather be right than happy. I hear a lot of, So, bringing all this together, let's look at this journey. And let's look at it in relationship to the steps of the heart, right? The first step is awareness, self-awareness, right? The first step up to the heart is self-awareness. The moment of his self-awareness is when he came to himself, in that moment. The next step is heart focus. And the moment he says, my father's most menial employee is doing better than me. I'm going to go back to my father. That is the heart focus. The heart feeling is the next one, right? So the heart feeling is, I will ask my father to hire me, to give me a job, and just simply make me a servant. That's good enough. I just want to go home. That's heart feeling. Heart asking is when he gets there and asks the father to take him back home, but as a servant. That's the heart asking. And then when the father puts the robe on him and the slippers on his feet and the ring on his finger and prepares the fatted calf, that is receptivity. The receiving of the generosity, the bountiful gifts of the Father, our Creator, the heart. So as we look at this, we then realize that perhaps our human experience through this conscious evolution is not meant to damage us or to harm us or to make us unsuccessful. It is about awakening us in the midst of these challenges, regardless of these challenges, to the truth of our being. For that is the soul journey. We are not victims, we are volunteers. We are here to discover, in the midst of this three-dimensional realm, the fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional awareness of who we are and whose we are. So how do we get there? Let's look at some steps. I've got some steps. I always have steps, right? And I get to play with my new toy. So, what's the first step? Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. See, we're asleep. We're asleep. We're kind of sleepwalking through this experience of being human. And so when we are brought to that deep, dark place of challenge, there's no other place to go but up, my beloveds. So we wake up to who we are. The next step is look up. Look, take your eyes off the situation. Take your eyes off the challenge, because that'll keep you there. What is better for me to look at? Look up into the consciousness, into your higher consciousness. Look up to the realization of God. The next step is get up. Get up. Get up. Don't just lay there. I don't know if you will remember the story about the man by the well, by the pool in Bethsaida, and who's been lying there for years waiting for somebody to take him down to the water to be healed. And Jesus said, well, pick up your bed and walk. Get up. So get up. Next step, turn around. Go back to what you know. Go back to the truth that you have learned. Go back to those truth principles, those truth teachings. Go back to the heart. Go back to the home of the heart. Next step, ask for directions. Even men can ask for directions. Go to the heart and ask. And if you don't know what question to pose, Use the thing from the Course in Miracles that said, what would you have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say? And to whom? Next step. Take one step at a time. You don't have to run. You can take one careful step at a time because it will lead you home. Just go one step. 2 steps might be too much. But if you can take one step, then another step will follow, and another step will follow, and soon you will be running. And the next step, don't give up. Don't give up. See, your good might be just around the corner. The moment that you begin to feel like I'm not going anywhere and this is not working and there's nothing further I can do, don't give up. Hold on just a little bit longer because your good may be just around the corner. And realize that all of this is happening for your ultimate good, my beloveds. Emma Curtis Hopkins, the author of Lessons in Truth, says we must say to ourselves, this too is good. This too is God. This too is for me. She says, and thank divine love that there is a strong and wise way out of my dilemma. This too is good. This too is God. This too is for me. And thank divine love that there is a wise and strong way out of my dilemma. Amazing. Thich Nhat Hanh says, the enlightenment, the experience of enlightenment for a wave is the moment the wave comes to the realization that it is water. For you see, the wave is a disturbance in the force of the water. But if that wave realizes that it is water, it will recognize that it can flow, that the disturbance will not last, that it can flow. And so at the end of the journey, it says, welcome home. A friend of mine by the name of Karen Benedetto wrote this amazing song, Welcome Home. Welcome home, welcome home. Even in your darkest nights, you've never been alone, so welcome home. Be at peace, be at peace. Leave your struggles at the door and feel the calm and ease. Be at peace. God's love is always here to guide your way. Release all doubt and fear. There's a better way. Welcome home. Pray and know it only takes a little faith to make the blessings flow. Pray and know God's love is always here to guide your way. Release all doubt and fear. It's a brighter day. Welcome home. Welcome home. We hold you in the love and light, and everything's all right. Welcome home. Sing it with me. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. We hold you in the love and light. We hold you in the love and light, and everything's all right. It's all right. Welcome home. One more time with me. We hold you in the love and light, and everything's all right. Welcome home. Let's do it one last time. Welcome home. Welcome home. We hold you in the love and light, and everything's all right. Welcome home. Welcome home. Welcome home. And let us say our affirmation at the bottom of your handout. I am at home in the haven of my heart. Together, I am at home in the haven of my heart. Throughout this week, when challenges come, remind yourself you are already at home, my beloved. It just appears that you have left home. I am at home in the haven of my heart. Together, I am at home in the haven of my heart. Let that be your mantra this week. Let that guide you through this week. And with that joyful feeling that rises up within you as you know this to be true, let us say it one more time. I am at home in the haven of my heart. Yes, you are. Welcome home.
Thank you, Sheila. If you would like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask one of our heart ministers. They will be available here in the sanctuary and out on the patio, and they are the ones wearing the lavender stoles. I ask everyone to please take a connection card from the seat pocket in front of you or by the podium if you're in the front row. We invite each of you to take a moment to fill out this card if you have a prayer request, question, or a comment. And if you're new to Unity, you're invited to fill out the card and to stop at our welcome table out on the patio after the service. Thank you for checking the box. If you are joining us in our weekly spiritual focus, and our spiritual focus this week is, I am home in the haven of my heart. The ushers will receive your card with the offering towards the end of the music. And it's now time for our prosperity celebration. For credit card or Love and Action donations, there are envelopes provided in the seat pockets in front of you. And one of the great lessons of abundance is the understanding of the power of appreciation. What we sincerely appreciate with our hearts appreciates in value both internally and externally. What we appreciate multiplies and blesses our lives. I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is the source of all your good. And please repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Please don't hesitate. Put a little love in your heart.
us bless our children together. Children, you are loved, special, and important. The light of God shines through you, and that is the truth. And let us all stand and gather and hold hands and do our prayer for protection and our peace song. Can I hold your hand?
God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
And our peace song. Remember, you are the love, the light, and the peace in the earth right now. So what are we going to do? Let it shine and have fun.